Well, it's Miller time here in the Daverhood on this December 31st, going into the brand new year. And we are very, very happy to have a recent guest returning with us. He's Mark Miller, and he is a comedian and a comedy writer. He's written for people like Gary Shandling and Dana Carvey, and he wrote for such TV shows as Different Strokes and and She's the Sheriff. And he also has a book called 500 Dates, an autobiographical tome about his dating life. As a matter of fact, I think we'll start with that, Mark. Welcome back to the Daverhood. How's your dating life been in 2024?
Thank you for having me on the show, Dave. I've been with the same woman for nearly 10 years, so I don't have much of a dating life, but the relationship is going well. She's not understanding about allowing me to date outside of what we have
Really,
together.
that's a shame.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be the ideal, but you're at a 9.5 instead of the ultimate 10. How did you meet your significant other, by the way?
Online dating.
Yeah, but
We hit it off. My book is a series of essays on my online date adventures,
right.
and she was one of the few that turned into something positive. Some of them lasted a long time. Most of them you don't see more than that, as you know, first coffee date, but this one lasted for years.
Well, a mazel tov, as Rabbi Saul Solomon would say.
Thank you.
So, speaking of things that lasted for years or even a brief thing, in 2024, what special, funny, or amusing or weird thing happened to you?
Well, you know how you go for months or years without anything happening to your body medically or physically? You don't have to call your doctor. You don't have to go in for an appointment. This was the opposite of that for me. I had a big hernia operation, and that was a major thing, but it was more than that. I had dental things, a crown, an
Not in
extraction.
the same place. You had two.
No,
Make it sound like everything was going on down there. Okay. Oh,
different places, and I will be having an implant where they took the extraction out of as well. So lots of medical things, and I guess we all take turns. But
well,
yeah.
to be honest, our next door neighbor had hernia surgery last week. Thank God, he's doing great. And I have had two hernia surgeries in my life. The last one was kind of brutal. How was yours, honestly?
It went smoothly, but my bikini modeling career is over. They couldn't do the laparoscopic one, which is when they make the tiny incision and go into the camera, because of previous surgeries I had, there was scar tissue, and they had to get in the normal way. So I've got various cuts down there. I've chosen not to show them on this
I
broadcast,
appreciate that. Yeah.
but they'll be in the broadcast extras if people are paying for
The
an upgraded
director's cut
membership.
of this program will have Mark Miller's scar. And by the way, did they use? I've heard this for the first time. Are you stitched or did they use glue?
I am well, am I stitched or did the reason I'm confused is because they put stitches in the extraction for the tooth and they cut
Oh,
those out.
right.
But there were no stitches. That they must have used some sort of
Glue.
glue or
Yeah,
something
it's
down there.
Elmer's wood glue. It's an amazing thing that they. No, I'm kidding, of course.
I requested the special Jew glue, which
Really?
is, yeah. So it's thousands of years
So it
old.
heals you quickly, but it makes you feel guilty while you're healing, or how does Jew glue work? It's like,
Well, my girlfriend now calls it the Holy Land down there because of the Jew glue. So
right. And does she kneel down in front? No, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't. What else?
only on the high holidays.
But what are your plans for the year ahead, Mark? And do you have any travel plans, any writing plans, any scripting plans? What?
I'm getting deeply into the world of cartoon captions. You're probably familiar with the New Yorker caption contest. Well, that's a whole sub-universe of people that are connected to it with podcasts, emails, websites, and other magazines, newspapers, and websites that have their own contests. And there's books written about it. So
Sure.
since my strength is joke writing, I submit every week. I post 10 possible captions to the New Yorker contest on my Facebook page, and I get feedback, and I love it because it keeps the jokes chops moving. So
Have they ever
I
told
plan.
you if you've been a finalist? Have you won, or have you even any response back from the New Yorker people? Because I see your Facebook page. I see you doing, sometimes I know which ones of yours I think are the funniest for that week.
Thanks. I've gotten zero response from the New Yorkers, but it doesn't bring me down because the doing it itself is what gives me the joy and the getting feedback from everybody else who reads them. Plus, those little libraries that you find on when you take a walk, somebody sets them up. They're like free lending libraries. I recently got Moby Dick from one of them, and that's a project for 2025. I've never read Moby Dick, but I've heard so much about it, and I'm looking forward to doing that.
Well, you have a whale of a project in front of you. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, that's terrible. Mark Miller Humorist is Mark's website, markmillerhumorist.com, and also get his book, 500 Dates, and read that, and also look for Mark Miller and his captions. I'm going to be rooting for you to get into the New Yorker sometime in 2025. You're going to do it. I can tell you're going to do it, man. So I want to thank you for joining us again in the Daverhood, to wish you a very happy, healthy Hanukkah, as well as New Year, and hope to see you back next year too.
The same to you and all your followers. Thank you for having me, Dave. You are a wonderful human being and a delight to most people on the planet.
Thank you, man. See you soon.
Thanks, David.